The red hot housing market is finally showing signs of cooling down, but if you're still looking to invest in real estate, maybe it's time to take a look at the metaverse.
Yeah, before Facebook became Meta, the metaverse was already luring investors eager to buy property in what's becoming a rapidly growing digital frontier. Joining us with details is Adam Hollander. He's the co-founder of White Sands. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So this spurred a lot of conversation in our newsroom yesterday. I gotta be honest, I went onto a couple of these sites. It seems to me like a get-rich-quick scheme, but to our viewers, if you were to argue the difference between buying a digital house versus the real deal, they would be what?
So we are entering a phase of the internet, really a phase of our society, where people are starting to care just as much about the way that they represent themselves digitally as the way that they do physically. And today that manifests in your profile picture image on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. But we're moving towards a metaverse where we are going to have a digital virtual world where you can play and interact and work and learn and conduct commerce and do a variety of things that you otherwise might do in the real world. And people are going to want a place that they can call home inside of that digital universe, a place where they can, put trophies up on their walls or display NFTs or do a variety of things like invite their friends over to play poker or listen to music. And this world, when it's open and interconnected and has thousands, millions of different interactive experiences, this is going to be a center point for people when they're spending time inside of that world.
Okay, Scott and I are chuckling because it just sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? I mean, to think about what you're saying and the fact that people are spending all this money. As a matter of fact, we are told one guy recently bought a virtual penthouse for $36,000, and then 2 days later, he sold it for 126 grand. So how long do people tend to hold on to these properties, and how much risk is involved in this?
Well, I guess what I would say to you is this. There are a variety of people that buy things in life for different reasons. And there are people that buy real estate purely speculatively because they're looking to flip it, they're looking to make money. There's other people that buy real estate because they actually want to live in those homes and spend time in those homes, or that's the area that they really want to plant with their family. And it's really going to be no different inside of a metaverse. You're going to have different worlds that are utilized for different purposes. And there are going to be people that are spending tremendous amounts of time in a digital landscape. You might have thought 15 years ago at the real rise of social media, people might say, well, why would you want to spend all of your time on a site like Facebook or Twitter when you could just go out and hang out with people in the real world? But the fact is that this is an inevitability. We are going to have this digital universe where millions of people are interacting and playing and doing all sorts of things that they would do out in the real world. And just because it might be difficult to wrap your head around now doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Well, it's a compelling argument, and to your point, a lot of celebrities are in on this, and a lot of people are throwing down some big bucks. I want to ask you specifically about your new space in the metaverse. I've been told it's a tropical island. So, how much is a plot going for, and what do I get for my money?
So we launched White Sands as a project about a month ago, and it sits on top of a platform called NFT Worlds. There's 10,000 worlds. Each one is almost infinite in size and scope. And any company, any person, any project can purchase a world and start building on it and creating interactive experiences that sit on top of the Minecraft engine. Minecraft is used by 170 million people every single month across a variety of platforms, whether that's your computer, your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Oculus headset, or otherwise. And all of these worlds can be interconnected, not just in terms of the way that you can transport between them. And one day you might be playing a round of virtual golf. The next day you might decide you want to save a princess from a castle and a dragon. The next day you might hold a business meeting. And at the end of the day, you're going to need a place to come home to at the center or the heart of this ever expanding, open and interconnected metaverse. And that's what we're doing with White Sands. And so we sold 3,000 individual plots of land a few weeks ago, generated millions of dollars for the project, which we are now reinvesting. We just made an announcement 2 days ago that we've, for all intents and purposes, acqui-hired 50 developers that are now going to be working full-time on this project. And we're going to be building, of course, more homes and places for people to call their own, but we're also going to be building interactive experiences, customizations like moving vehicles, pets, furniture, and more. And this is going to become a place where you can really genuinely feel like you own a piece of an ever expanding, open, and interconnected metaverse.
Can Sylvia and I, so if let's say you have because it's your company, you have a pretty sweet crib on this island, I would imagine. If Sylvia and I wanted to visit you, I'm dead serious, in the metaverse, could we then go as a guest and see your swanky palace?
You absolutely can. And so anywhere that you have Minecraft installed, you're going to be able to access White Sands and also the other thousands of connected worlds when it eventually expands out to really be interconnected with all these other experiences. And so just because you don't own land inside of this metaverse doesn't mean that you won't be able to participate. You can come in, you can walk around, there will be fun experiences and games that you can play without any cost. And then you can make a decision for yourself, of course, if you want to invest and actually own real estate or a home or certain other types of customizations like vehicles, pets, et cetera.
Well, I'll give you this. There's an old saying that says land, it's the only thing they're not making any more of. You figured out a way to do just that. So Adam Hollander, we so much appreciate you talking to us. It's a fascinating topic. And hey, to your point, you've already sold a lot of land on the digital frontier. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
He's getting the last
Thanks for
laugh,
the time.
isn't he, Scott?
Yeah, no kidding. It is our Instapoll question, Sylvia, and I think you and I are probably in the same boat. I'd rather have a real home than a digital one, but we're asking you, which would you prefer to buy property in, the metaverse or, of course, the real deal? Vote right now at Fox 32 News app or click fox32chicago.com/Instapoll.